Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It's Susan Cook with Realtor Academy and eXp Realty, and I am here this afternoon and joined by Beau Thomas from Lafayette, Louisiana, and eXp Realty.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you for joining me. Hang on, I've got to turn this off. I thought I could run it at the same time, but I don't guess I can because it gives me a little repeat noise there going on. Sorry. Welcome to Facebook Live, Beau. Thank you.
Hi, Susan. Good to be with you today. You're welcome. Glad to be here.
So I asked Beau to join me today on this broadcast because Beau has gotten some notoriety in our world in eXp because of his ability to get leads. He has gotten, how many leads so far, Beau, have you gotten?
I have about, this past month, I got about 1,200 or so leads and counting in about the last 30 days.
Wow. Wow. And how many have you converted into buyers or sellers?
Right now, I'm working with 3 buyers and 2 sellers.
Wow, that is awesome.
Directly from those leads. Yeah, I think so, definitely.
So let's talk about, how did you start getting those leads? What did you do with the system? Okay,
so I have about 14 listings, and originally I started doing single property posts, mainly into the community groups on Facebook. That's the majority of where my leads came from. So I was posting using my local MLS link for a long time. And I was getting some feedback and interaction, but it was very difficult for me to track those unless I went and manually put them in a database. And let's face it, I wasn't going to do that, or I didn't do that. So I would keep in touch with them and try to convert them. But using the KvCore system, what I was able to do is I was able to have them in one place, and through the dashboard, it would come looking at properties. So I was posting those into the community groups. I have about 70 or 80 groups that I post to on a regular basis, and I get those leads coming into my KvCore now. 70 or 80.
Okay. Yep. So when you say that you posted into community groups and you were using your 14 listings, right? Did they have to, do you think that they had to be your listings alone? With KvCore, they don't have to even be your listings, right?
And I was going to clarify that. So through the IDX feed on the KvCore, there's a link there that ties everyone else's listings to me that I can share with a client or someone. And it'll show the house and the listing, and it will show that their contact person, when it says contact, they'll contact me, or when they click on it, they'll be as a lead into my system. So I have posted some of my own listings because I want to sell them. And then also I have posted numerous of people in my agency and a few unique houses that I thought would be eye-catching to people. And that was the key. So I've posted mine, I've posted others as well.
Okay. And you said 70 or 80 groups, right? Community groups. So you you went into Facebook and you researched groups, right? Where these listings would be most prominent, where, and when you say community groups, tell me exactly how you identified community groups.
Sure. So, there's nothing new under the sun, and I really believe that. So we watch what other people do, and I see that there's people on Facebook all the time, other agents that are posting in these groups, and I know that's a popular way to get social media out there and put your properties or your business in front of people. So I would go into these groups, like, for instance, Homes for Sale in Lafayette, Louisiana. Homes for sale in the suburb areas, Youngsville or such and such parish or county where you guys are at, and community groups for sale, buy, sell, trade groups. Now, I don't post very often in yard sale or other groups, but there are a lot of groups where it's allowed, like trade postings or classified ads, those places where homes get posted a lot. I will post in those places.
Okay. And 70 or 80 groups, which I think is very significant. So let me ask you, as a coach, I've got to ask you this. You said that you posted all in there. Did you time block your time, and how much time did you spend doing that daily?
So I'm going to tell on myself. I do try to time block as much as I can, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
up at all hours of the night and kind of keep a
Mm-hmm.
very crazy schedule. I'm also a full-time musician. So a lot of times, I really have not scheduled any of these posts. And I was going to tell you also that I probably belong to about 110 groups, but because some homes are not applicable in some areas, I try to post where it's posted there. I'm not going to post in a group that it's not really shouldn't be seen there. I don't want to be a spammer. So, and I try not to overpost, but anyway, so I do, I go in and I will say this, that Facebook changed, I guess a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, Facebook changed. When you go into one group and you post, it allows you, after you post that one to that group, it allows you to choose where else you would like to post at. And it used to let you post to like maybe 20 groups or 10 groups at a time. And so I wouldn't post very often, but now it allows you. So like the other day I posted one of 74 groups. So apparently I'm not sure what that cutoff number is, but it's at least 74. So I can go in there and choose that same post to hit all the different groups that I want to choose it for.
That's
And
brilliant.
so I try to set, I try to watch and see, and I test a lot of things out. And I try to see what the most effective times are when it's raining outside on a Saturday or Sunday, especially. Whenever people are in front of their computer and really active on Facebook and social media, that's when I'm trying to get in front of them. It's basically attention trading.
Yeah.
That's all it is. If I can trade attention, and I'm trying to put my stuff in front of them.
So you do have sort of a system, right?
Yes,
Sort of a
yes, I
system.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on social media all the time. Even when I'm working, I'm all, that is part of my business. I'm always interacting with people. So, I kind of know when people are online more heavily at night after they get kids to bed, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning before church. Very good time.
Well, it does explain the reason why you've had such phenomenal results. So then after you do you get these leads, okay, into your system, so then what do you do to qualify them? Do you go in, do you qualify them a little more? Do you search for email addresses or maybe phone numbers so that you can contact them? Or do you just let it be, put them on a campaign? What do you do?
So, okay. So, basically, I have tried like calling people, or for a while I had it. The KvCore system will call you and tell you that you have a lead to see if you would like to live connect. I've done that a little bit, but I found for myself, and I may not have tested it enough, but I found that a lot of people are confused. Like, man, why are you calling me? And, then I have to start a conversation. And I have done that a couple times, and I've gotten a little bit of conversion off of it. But recently I found that as soon as a lead comes in and I see them looking at properties, I put them on a search alert immediately. And I will say this about KvCore is that just recently, maybe about a week ago, they came out with a draw area on the map. So I could ask them, where are you searching? And I could look on there. That was a big deal. It was very helpful to be able to draw the area that people wanted to be, because some people are like, I need to be in this area, or I don't want to be in this area. So I could draw those parameters out, and they would start telling me where they wanted to be, what price point they were in, and I would just put them on alerts, and I would see their activity. For the ones that were really busy, I started sending out, since I didn't have my campaigns totally set up like I want them to be. I just let the alerts go out, and I would send them. I've sent a couple mass emails and mass text out. I've also sent a few emails that I've written out talking about trying to get them connected with a lender so I can get them to the next step. That's all it is to me, is trying to get people moved forward in the process and start a dialogue with me. As soon as I do, I change them to a client or a prospect, and I take them off of any kind of campaign, and I just keep the alerts coming. I try to refine the best I can, and I try to be of service to them and help them, and just answer questions, look into properties for them. And before I know it, they start a deeper conversation. If I can get you on the phone, I'm going to win you as a client. So that's my ultimate goal, is to start a phone, conversation with someone, and determine if they're ready to buy or not, or where they are in the process.
So, and once again, I'm going to ask you about time blocking. So, you've already admitted that you spend a lot of time on social media, which a lot of us do. A lot of us get in front of the computer. But how much time do you really spend in KvCore? Do you block that every morning? Because that's lead gen time. Really and truly, that is lead gen time, and your results are showing that.
Okay, so what I do is so I guess I should say, before I had results, I really wasn't spending enough time in the system, bottom line. So when I started really focus on getting the number of leads in there, and when that number started getting to 600, 700, 800, 1,000, then I started seeing more interaction in the system. So what I noticed is I would get into the dashboard and it would show me who's looking at properties and who's active. And once I started to learn a little bit more about the system, it kind of intrigued me, and I saw that it was really working to produce some kind of activity in there. So when I get on my dashboard, I probably, sometimes I'll get in for 30 minutes at a time, 2 or 3 times a day. And then sometimes I might spend an hour or 2 in there going through things and learning this. So I'm still in the learning mode. There's a lot to learn inside. It does a lot. So I'm learning all of the things that are in there, but I'm probably blocking 30, 45 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day to get in there and pay attention to the dashboard, because some people are asking questions and I need to respond to them. So, yeah.
Do you act like Pavlov's dog, or do you, and by like when you get the alerts, or do you really just wait until you're able to go back into the system and then answer questions then systematically?
Honestly, Susan, I've done both. I've been testing it out, and I found that they both work. It kind of depends on your style. Like, I like to answer people as soon as I can, but the truth is I might be in showings, or I might be busy, or I might be doing other activities. So I come back and answer those questions as soon as I can and pay attention to them. So I've had results on both, on both ends.
That's great because, a lot of us can get really, like I said, a lot of us can get really tied into that dashboard, getting into there and not get out and show homes and interact with people, in a personal level. Okay. And I wanted to ask you too about lenders. You and I chatted a little bit before the broadcast about that. So tell me how you added lenders to your account.
Okay, so first thing I noticed is that when I saw they had a lender section that I could choose lenders or connect someone to a lender, I started looking at it and saw that there was a lender that I normally use and I have a very good relationship with, but her profile wasn't configured in there and I wasn't sure. So I got on the phone and called her and said, do you even know what this is? Are you using that system? And she said, no. She said, apparently I'm in there because I keep getting a few emails from you. So I said, okay, well, we're going to figure this out. So what I did is I went and added one of the girls in her office who I deal with a lot also, who has more time to dedicate towards the system. And I put her in there, excuse me. And I have a meeting set up next week to sit down with her. I want to see what the lending side looks like. And I also put in another lender who does certain types of properties. So I have actually 2 main lenders in there. And what I do is when a client is on there, comes into the system, I will put them with that particular lender, and then I'll start shooting their online lender links to them to help them get pre-qualified. And then now I'm going to get with the lenders and have them tag team on there so we can see who's coming in, and they can also make notes on that end, and we can see. Now I emailed, so I got in to the tech support side of KvCore and I chat quite often with the support team. We probably know each other very well now, and they're very quick to fix things.
They are.
I've had very, very good success with that. And they told me to email EXP support. I did. I emailed EXP support all of the lender information. They had my lenders in there in less than an hour, and they were all hooked up and ready to go. So I was very impressed at that.
I had an issue last night, very late, and I was trying to figure it all out. And it was with the Millions Mapped app. And so I clicked the little blue button, and sure enough, came right up. And I said, listen, my profile's not showing up on my app. And he said, well, let me find your agent code. And he was having a little trouble. I think it was because they download the app so much. That's what he told me, onto their phones, that he couldn't find my code because there were so many codes mixed up in there with, a bunch of agents. And I said, you know what, let me try something. So what I did was I used the link to do it. I deleted it from my phone and then used the link with my website address and the app./PHP, whatever it is. And sure enough, came up, there was my smiling face, there was my phone number. And now with the Million Map app, they can call me directly from that app. They can look on the app on their phone. I don't know if it ties with KvCore, but I'm still learning just like you,
right.
But I thought that was just really cool. It was like 9 o'clock last night, Eastern time. And I don't know where they are, but still there was somebody there to answer my question, and we got it figured out. It was really great.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say this, Susan, also, we kind of talked about this maybe yesterday a bit, but, it's a very detailed system, and they're still adding things to it and refining it. And I don't know very many things with technology that are absolutely perfect, but I will say this, that even though I wasn't even sure how to use the system all the way, and I just started using it. I jumped in there, and even through the course of it, saying thing or emailing them certain things that I wouldn't necessarily do, they replied back to it with, I guess, the behavior automation, and it didn't quite make sense, but I jumped in there and started talking to them and say, hey, maybe I'm not sure what's going on, but how can I help you? And then I put some human touch to it, and it was just a touch point. So they forgot about that, and now all of a sudden I'm communicating with them. Even I had someone complain about the system, because people complain about all kinds of things. So I jumped in there and said, how can I help you? And I explained to them why I require them to put their email in there. It's very simple. They might look at it like, well, I don't want to have to put my email in there and say, well, I want to be able to follow up with you. If you don't like it, I'll unsubscribe you, or you can unsubscribe. But the bottom line, this helps me to stay in touch with you, to know how to help you. And I had, they were very impressed with that. And that's one of my clients now. So,
wow. Yeah, if you don't come, really and truly, the thing is that there's going to be people out there that's going to be upset, about giving you their personal information with their email address and their cell phone number. But the thing is that, if they want information from us, that we've got to have information from them on how to communicate with them. And if that's a great example of just being of service and just saying, if you want my help, I would love to help you. And I need that so that I can help you, instead of blasting them back or, getting offended or whatever. In our industry, more than anything else, we just have to learn how to be a little thick-skinned and a lot more helpful.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, people reach out to me all the time, and, I don't mind them reaching out to me. If I don't want to talk to them, I will straight up tell them that, look, I'm not interested in this right now. Thank you, but I'm not interested. And most of them, the good ones, tell me, you know what, thanks for letting me know that, because I don't want to waste my time calling you if you're not in the market for my service. But if you are, and there's times when they call me and I am, then I want their information if it's helpful to me, So.
Wow. Yeah. So we didn't even talk about the fact, how did you get this wonderful tool? So You and I both are with eXp Realty, and that's where we both have been exposed to this this technology. So, how long have you been with eXp?
I've been with EXP almost 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love the company. I really do. It's a fantastic place. The technology has been amazing. They've brought several new tools into our area and our space, and this latest one with KvCore is by far the best one yet, in my opinion. And I'm enjoying working with it, and I'm really excited to get to know the system better because it's already producing a good amount of results. And I really, like I said, I have not even totally set it up yet, and it's already producing something. So
wow. Wow. Okay. Well, anything that you want to say, you know, do you want to add how to get in touch with you or anything else?
Sure. Well, I'm over in Lafayette, Louisiana, over in Cajun country, and you can hit me up on my personal Facebook at Fiddle Beau, Beau, Fiddle Beau. I'm a fiddle player, and also my family has a Cajun spice food manufacturing company, Cajun Power Sauce, and I go by the Cajun Power Realtor. So you can find me there. I'm that beautiful bald-headed man. No.
Well, you are. I tell you, I really hope to get to meet you in New Orleans in a week and a half.
I know it's coming soon. I'm trying to get there.
Well, you know, bring me some hot sauce for my bowl of gumbo I'm going to be having.
You got it.
I'm going to have some gumbo while I'm there.
That's
right.
Thank you. Well, it's only a 2-hour drive, so you got it.
I know, right?
Thank you, Susan.
Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm working on it.
Okay. All right. I will hold
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
You got
Take care, and we'll see you around the block.
Thank you. Absolutely.